Hey, what's up? Well, happy Earth Day. Can't believe it's already Earth Day once again. And oh my gosh, the weather is just amazing. Like, I cannot ask for better weather. Um, it is in the 50s. I want to say it's going to get down around 50. And you see, that's what people don't understand about, the month and the weather. They think that, you get to springtime and it may as well be summer, hence the summer stuff at the store. And it just doesn't work that way. It warms up a bit slower than it cools down in the fall. Okay, and there is basically a mathematical formula that I have found to be the case. For the weather in the springtime, the coldest nighttime temperatures we can have in the first about 5 or 6 months of the year. Well, if it's the beginning of the month, you write down like the month. Let's say we're almost in May. So you write down a 5. And if it's the beginning of the month, you put a 0 after it. And that's about the coldest morning temperature you could possibly have. So that in January, around New Year's, you could get down in the low teens. Okay? And by the beginning of June, you're probably not going to get much cooler than the 60s. Okay, then, of course, it works the other way. During the last 6 months of the year, only you subtract the month, I want to say near the end of the month. You say 13 minus the month. Like for July, 13 minus 7 is 6. And so around 60 degrees, in June or July, that's about the coldest weather you could have in the summer, would be 60 degrees after a lot of rain all week at night. Okay? And of course, in December and January, the teens would be about as cold as you could expect it to get around here. Okay? So in the fall, you would say like by the end of the month. Okay, so 13, let's say you're at the end of September. 13 minus 9 is 4. So you could start getting down into the 40s again by the beginning of October. I have seen it happen, though it's somewhat rare. Okay? And of course, late in August, I guess you could start to see high 50s as you get closer to September. And it's always very exciting the first time that happens. But what I love about this time of year is that it's still cool for just a little while longer when you have a cool front. In the mornings, on a sunny, clear morning, it can be somewhat cool, like in the low 50s, in late April and early May. So those last cool fronts are always awesome to me. So that formula works pretty well. Only, the last 6 months of the year, it's the end of the month, and you subtract out of 13. You know what I'm saying? So that by November, you could have freezes. So anyway, enough about the weather. I'd like to talk in this video some more about an update on Veronica. I was able to wash her, just like I did with so many, and style her hair, make it neat. And so there she is with Archie. Hopefully I won't be getting any more of these, but I'm so glad I got her just in time for this last cool snap around Earth Day. So here are my Archie dolls. And, that's probably all I should have ever had. Archie and Veronica, my two favorite characters. Obviously Archie is the main guy, and I like a boy with plastic hair. And Veronica is, of course, the name I'm using on this channel. So, Archie and Veronica. If I could have no other dolls like that, I'd choose these. Okay? The other thing I want to talk about is, just some more about, Sabrina's hair. I'm calling her Sabrina. But I braided it, and, she looks cute to me. So that's my Sabrina doll, and that's Florence, and that's Woody, of course, from Toy Story. And I want to talk about how, before I put this guy away, because I mean, let's face it, the elves were the original cloth body vinyl head dolls, okay? And I'm going to take him out one last time this year. It's so hard to find the motivation to put away my tree. I got this near the end of 2018, and I've come up with a name for him. I'm going to call him Elfie McSnowflake. And where I got that, well, around Christmas time, they do these silly little games where your first initial and your favorite color determines your elf name, and they do it for Halloween stuff too. But I thought it was really stupid because you should be able to just pick whatever letter and color gives you the best name. Okay, so I like Elfie McSnowflake because I like the mix sound. And so basically the letter K and the color red combine to make the best name. And the reason I like it, well, because he's an elf, and that's about all I know about him. And so anything fancier than that, I probably won't remember. The other names are pretty stupid. And I like the letter E because it's less common. And, you know, so he's a Christmas elf, and mixed snowflake because his pants are red with snowflakes. So anyway, and of course that's Rudolph, the reindeer. And so I'm going to put him away. And I'm also going to put away the others. But what I want to talk about in this video, and I know I might even have to make it part 2, I want to do some more AI dream interpretation. And I wrote to AI, I said, I had a dream that's hard to understand. You see, just as I do so often, I dreamed yet again that this morning about my former teacher in 97 coming to see me, now that I'm even older than he was back then. It's a depressing realization to know you've passed the age of someone you were told was too old for you at the time, though of course there was never anything going on between you. I also haven't seen him in 24 years. Anyway, this man somehow made yet another appearance in my dream, looking the way he does in more recent photos, and mysteriously, it looked more like we were meeting at my aunt's house than this one. I don't remember much except we ended up in a vehicle on a long drive to some fancy restaurant, though I woke up before reaching the destination. I remember hearing a song on the radio that doesn't exist in real life that goes, all men came, but Buck came to life. You just can't make that up. I documented it knowing it was too ridiculous to be remembered if I didn't, because the lyrics were changed and the tune was Daddy Love Mama by Garth Brooks. The song changed in this dream to be about some backwoods country guy named Buck who died and came back somehow. But I can only remember that one line. What could this possibly mean? And of course the bot wrote, dreams can be mysterious and open to interpretation. Sounds like your dream was a mix of nostalgia, memories, and symbolism. Let's break it down. Your former teacher representing a figure from your past, possibly symbolizing guidance or mentorship. Meeting at your aunt's house, which may represent a comfortable, familiar setting or a connection to family and roots. A vehicle and long drive could symbolize a journey or transition in your life, with the destination unknown since you woke up before arriving. The song with the lyrics, all men came but Buck came to life, is intriguing. The original song, Daddy Love Mama, is about a tumultuous relationship. Yeah, the husband ends up killing the wife, basically. In your dream, the lyrics change to focus on Buck, who died and came back to life. This might represent personal growth, transportation, or overcoming challenges. Buck's resurrection. Consider the emotions in your dream, nostalgia and reflection on your past, former teacher, aunt's house, and of course, I haven't seen my aunt in a long time either. Personal growth and transformation, Buck's story, journey or transition, the drive to an unknown destination. Your dream may be encouraging you to reflect on your journey, acknowledging how far you've come. And let's see, and embrace the transformation that have shaped you. The song's lyrics could represent your own resilience and ability to overcome challenges symbolized by Buck's return to life. Remember, dreams are personal, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so I'm going to have the least disturbing dream kind of sandwiched between two more disturbing ones. This morning, I awoke from a dream in which my mom's cat was at my dad's house. She has never actually been here in real life, but in the dream, it was night and we'd accidentally left the garage door open. And she got in that way. She was curled up in the laundry room on my dad's blue flannel shirt on the floor. And as I went toward her, she said, meow. I then woke up to my dad asking me if I was going to go outside and help him cut the grass or not. And of course I did. Why in this dream was my mom's cat over here? Well, the logical explanation is that this dream was kind of a premonition because just last night we ended up babysitting my sister's dog instead. It wasn't my mom's cat over here, it was my sister's dog, and she came in the same way, that same door. Okay, but the more disturbing thing that I had in mind was that this dream was telling me that my mom was dead and that I had adopted her cat. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, and the bot says, that's an interesting dream. Cats in dreams often symbolize independence, self-reliance, and adaptability. Your mom's cat appearing in your dad's house could represent a blending of two aspects of your life or a connection between your parents' influences. Yep. Consider the details. The open garage door might symbolize an opportunity or an opening for something new to enter your life. The cat curled up in your dad's flannel shirt could represent comfort, warmth, and a sense of security. The laundry room might represent a place of transformation or cleaning up aspects of your life. The cat speaking to you could indicate your own inner wisdom or intuition trying to communicate with you. Given your dad's question about cutting the grass when you woke up, the dream might be encouraging you to take action or tackle a task that needs attention. The cat's presence could symbolize your ability to adapt and navigate different situations. Okay? And then the third one is by far the most disturbing and depressing. I just awoke from a dream in which I was watching a non-existent documentary created in my dream called The Horrors of Daycare. Needless to say, the title summarizes my dream and why I'm glad I woke up, and why I don't have any kids, nor did I ever go to a child care facility. Its primary focus was on the diseases children catch and spread there, affecting the workers and their family members. This was the main thing I remember because that's my main reason for knowing and caring so much about the subject. There was also the issue of the toddlers screaming and young, inexperienced female babysitters who didn't stay long. But the images I see in my mind after waking are of the children suffering not only with colds, but from stomach viruses that cause vomiting and diarrhea. And what I left out was the scene, that sticks in my head was two little girls and a little boy, about 8 years old, were playing wedding. They were pretending to be in a wedding somehow, and they were wearing actual white flower girl dresses. And one little girl had diarrhea so bad that she pooped her dress, and there was like poop just all over her dress, all over the floor. And it's like she didn't even realize that she'd done it until they pointed it out to her. And these young female babysitters were like, they're wearing rubber gloves and arguing about who was going to have to clean it up, and none of them wanted to clean it up. So I woke up around that time. So anyway, I left that out for the bot. I'm just so glad no such documentary exists and that my knowledge of the subject is based on what I've observed in my own life through knowing people with kids in daycare and from being in elementary school and having a younger sister in school. I also had a little cousin who went to daycare as a baby and got sick often with colds and stomach viruses. She gave me one of the few colds I had in my late 20s in April 2013 when I was 29 and she was 5. And I turned 30 just 2 months later, and that's why I didn't have any colds the entire time I was 30, just like at age 27. Okay, the fact that this happened exactly 11 years ago must be coming back to mind for this reason. And the bot says, wow, that sounds like a vivid and unsettling dream. It's understandable that the theme of daycare and the spread of illness resonates with you, given your personal experiences and observations. It's great that you're aware of the importance of hygiene and health precautions, especially in environments where children are more susceptible to illness. It's interesting that your dream drew from your real life experiences and concern, combining them into a fictional documentary. This can be a common phenomenon in dreams where our subconscious mind processes and consolidates memories and emotions, sometimes creating new scenarios or narratives. The fact that the dream is still vivid in your mind and that you're reflecting on it shows that your brain is processing and consolidating the emotions and themes in the dream. The anniversary of getting sick from your little cousin 11 years ago might have triggered this reflection, as our brains often connect seemingly unrelated events and memories. And that is so true. So anyway, this video has gotten long, and I just want to talk about that. How, I mean, other people might try to gaslight me or tell me that I'm wrong, but, the facts don't lie. And I find it amazing that it's like, well, I really don't know about my first 10 years of life, but, I just keep going back to those graphs of the number of colds I used to get. And it's amazing how, as I would graduate from one type of learning environment, and so did my sister, like the number of colds that I got went down by 2 colds a year. My mom's in denial of this, but I had an average of almost 7 colds a year in junior high, and I would imagine elementary was about the same, especially with years like kindergarten factored in. So I was getting almost 7 colds, you could say, in junior high and elementary. And then high school, I was getting almost 5 colds a year. And then in college, I was getting almost 3. So 1 during a typical fall semester, 2 during a typical spring semester. And then when I graduated college, it dropped to almost 1 or less. So about 1 less cold per semester on average. Each time I would leave behind, I got into high school, then I got into college, then I graduated college, and it's like it just went down by 2 colds, and that cannot be forgotten. And no one can ever tell me, that children going to daycare, going to school, going to group settings, doesn't increase their risk of getting sick. You know what I'm saying? And that's what causes adults to get sick when they have contact with children, who spend a lot of time in group care and group settings. So anyway, this video is way too long, so I'll go ahead and post it.